Ceres 2030's new research reveals that donor governments must spend an additional US 14 billion a year, an average until 2030 to end hunger. Yeah, that's a little bit more than what was talked about.
What are you doing? Happy? Are you doing? Hey,
What are you doing?
get away.
Get away. What up, YouTube? So, Elon Musk finally had enough. Throughout the fucking week, everybody was bashing that 2% of Elon Musk's net worth would solve world hunger. Before we go any further, subscribe, like the video, comment also. So, Elon Musk was like, okay, I'll sell 6 billion worth of Tesla stocks, and then all of a sudden they started backtracking. But the funny thing is, nobody actually talks about it. I don't know where they got the 6 billion from, but in this video I will show that it's actually like 50 times more that's gonna be needed. So enjoy the video. So Elon Musk decided to respond, because this was like all over Twitter throughout the week, that 2% of Elon Musk's wealth could solve world hunger. I could put the music a little bit lower. There we go. 2% of Elon Musk's wealth could solve world hunger, says director of UN Food Scarcity Organization by Ian McSweeney and Adam Boram, CNN Business. 2% is 6 billion of Elon Musk's wealth. And Elon Musk had enough. He was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to listen to this anymore. So, okay. If the WFP can describe on this Twitter thread exactly how the 6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stocks right now and do it. But it must be open source accounting so the public sees precisely how the money is spent. And I think that's the problem. Like, they can't be open about it. Because you have to remember that the directors take a large chunk of the charity. And David Beasley actually has replied. David Beasley is the official account of the executive director of the UN World Food Programme. So he has replied to Elon Musk. I can assure you that we have the system in place for transparency and open source accounting. Your team can review it and work with us to be totally confident of such. He's asking you to describe on this Twitter thread how the money would solve world hunger. Yeah, like, if you have nothing to hide, like, again, you're fucking solving world hunger. You're not trading military secrets, right? So it should be in everybody's interest to be as open as you can about the situation. Not like this. Headline not accurate. 6 billion will not solve world hunger, but it will prevent geopolitical instability, mass migration, and save 42 million people at the brink of starvation. I'm not an expert, but I'm gonna call bullshit. It will prevent geopolitical instability and mass migration and save 42 million people on the brink of starvation. I think that's a lot. That may be too much that they're promising. I'm gonna go bullshit on that one. Okay, CNN lied. We can't actually solve world hunger by taxing Elon Musk, but if you give us the cash, we can do some vague stuff that cannot be measured, like prevent migration, avoid instability. And again, that's not enough. I can show you. I had a conversation about this like in January, if I remember correctly, and the numbers were way different. Not that one. Here we go. It would cost just 330 billion to end global hunger by 2030. In 2019, nearly 690 million people around the world went hungry. Pandemic could make the number grow by another 95 million people. But a series of new reports argues that it's still possible to meet the UN's Sustainable Development goal of ending hunger by 2030 and lays out what's needed to make it happen. The amount of aid given for food security and nutrition each year will need to double. Researchers say, and the poorest countries will also need to invest more, adding up to an extra 33 billion spent per year. But if that investment goes towards the right approaches, the problem is solvable. We'll see where that goes. But it's fucking hilarious that the person who's in charge of the what the fuck was it called, World Food Program, will backpedal after Elon Musk said that okay, you can have the 6 billion. But 6 billion isn't the problem. It's the fucking, you need a lot more. Each year around 9 billion should be spent on farms, training farmers and improving crops and livestock. Another 2 billion should go to the solutions to prevent food waste in the supply chain, and 3 billion should go to training rural youth and helping them living in extreme poverty get good jobs. Ceres 2030's new research reveals that donor governments must spend an additional US 14 billion a year, an average until 2030 to end hunger. Yeah, that's a little bit more than what was talked about. I don't know where the fuck the 6 billion came. Like I'm in the fucking Ceres 2030 program website, and there's nothing inside about the 6 billion. So I don't really know where the fuck they are. Yeah, the 6 billion basically won't do a goddamn thing. But the thing that is actually accurate is if the richest 10 persons all donates, let's say 10 billion, that could do a huge impact. Let's say they donate 5% of their value, like the net worth. But yeah, I think Elon Musk is on the right. Like, if you want the 6 billion, he can probably give you the 6 billion if you prove where the money is going. Basically, their transparency would be something like this. This is their transparency. Expenses are in red. Let's put the expenses. Let's say it's 6 billion. There we go. This is how charities work. This is the version of transparency. I fucking hate it.